Hi, I'm Rachel Smith, Partner Account Manager at Insight. I'm joined today by Terry Greer-King, Security Director at Cisco. Terry's going to talk to us today about the Cisco security solution and how Insight and Cisco are working together to bring this to market. So Terry, Security Director, that must be quite an interesting role.
Do you know what? It's great fun, absolutely fantastic. So you're aware I look after UK, Ireland and Africa. Seems a strange combination, right? The security threats are common across Africa, UK and Ireland. Security threats are common across the globe. There's some geographic differences. So it's just great fun. And it's a really, really vibrant marketplace going through massive transformation at the moment. So it's exciting.
Excellent. So could you just tell me about the Cisco security offering?
Sure. I mean, in essence, it comprises a range of products and services to better protect customers. And I think really the change that's been taking place in the marketplace, and particularly within Cisco, is not necessary to think about these products as discrete products, which is the way this marketplace has grown, but to think about how they interconnect with each other, unify an architecture, and you can drive some knowledge, some machine learning, and some analytics out of that. So, in essence.
So what would the benefits be to organisations?
Well, primarily, we can recognise a breach that much quicker. John Chambers said some time ago there are only two types of organisations in the world, those that have been hacked and those that don't yet know they've been hacked. And I think there's an increasing realisation that just piling up individual pieces of technology to stop bad things happening doesn't work. When we unfortunately investigate an incident, it's very often you pore over the detail about what happened and the customer says, "Oh, I saw that. Our words are indicators of compromise. It's like, but kind of why didn't you act on it? And the reason is because they've got a wealth of data coming in from different sources. You can't make sense of it. So in essence, it's about connecting all these solutions up, trying to make some sense of that, get some contextual awareness that we can all operate on to reduce breaches and to recognise they happen that much quicker.
Definitely, and that's absolutely something that will resonate with customers because every day you see another company's been hacked.
Exactly. I think the biggest thing about it is a surprise. Unfortunately, when we see the articles in the press, particularly in the media, unfortunately, senior people are dragged in front of a camera and they're getting the interrogation. What happened? What data went? How did it happen? Assure me it will never happen again. And you feel sorry for the people in front of the camera because it's very difficult to give those assurances. But I think if you can understand business risk at board level, connect it back to IT risk, you get acceptable risk, and those areas you might want to protect. You can formulate plans of process and progress about what might happen if an incident occurs. You can deploy technology and services to understand a breach happening much quicker. Average across the industry is something like 100 days before you recognise you've actually been breached. Using Cisco technology and Cisco services, we bring that down to about 13 hours. Still not good enough. We still think that should be a lot better, but it's a lot better than 100 days. So I think it puts the customer on the front foot, which allows you to handle those difficult situations a little bit easier.
Absolutely. And what are the organisation's concerns?
I think customers' concerns are really that breach. I think if you understand you've been breached, you can do something about it. If you don't know you've been breached, you don't do anything about it. It's very common that with yourselves Insight, we send consultants into customers, and almost invariably we find malicious code or a breach that's already taken place. The customer isn't necessarily aware. So it's all about increasing visibility, trying to drive that with some threat-centric information across the globe, and just get on the front foot, I think, a little bit more.
Absolutely. And how do you think the General Data Protection Regulation will affect organisations?
I think it's going to have a major effect. I mean, in essence, it doesn't come through until May 2018. There's conversation about UK's Brexit and what does that mean. There's some interest from the US and across the rest of the globe as well. GDPR, in essence, talks about data transported through Europe and including European citizens. So anyone who trades in Europe has to be familiar with GDPR. And one of the simple provisions of that act is basically talking about when you've been breached, you have a certain time frame before you announce it. Begs an interesting question. Do I want to know that I've been breached or not? Because if I don't know, I haven't got to tell anyone. Right? But I think it is driving awareness. Some of the fines are absolutely humongous. There was a hack last week, worldwide published across a bank as it happens. And if you worked out what that fine would have been, the fine would have been just shy of $200 million. Now that's a significant amount of money. So I think people are waking up and taking interest in it.
Great. Thanks very much, Terry.
Hey, no problem.